Hello, and welcome to another update video about Natgas. So on the Natgas chart, I want to change the tickers. We have to switch the ticker because the actual Henry Hub natural gas futures they differ so much these days from the NG1 ticker that I've used in the past. So the one that we've looked at before was also Natgas futures NG1. But it is one that is normally calculated by TradingView. It looks so different, and I don't believe it's an accurate representation of what's going on. It also looks completely different to Natgas Spot, and it looks completely different to the actual tradable Natgas futures current contracts. So we are going to switch to these. It's much more accurate, and you know that we've been waiting basically for another low. And well, here it is, you know. It's just that the one that is calculated by TradingView, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be an accurate, sorry, that was the dog in the background. It doesn't seem to be an accurate representation of what's going on. So I wanted to take the opportunity here to chart this with you. And then we talk about the expectations. Let me know what you think about this, but we have to do this messy structure that is there on the NG1 ticker. It just doesn't seem to represent what's actually tradable out there. And I realized it more and more when over the last week I entered some trades and it just didn't match. So yeah, we don't want to do that. It just doesn't make sense. We want to focus on this. I didn't actually realize there was such a great difference between this so-called continuous contract, which we see on TradingView, but I think it's not tradable, so there's no point. So let's see. And actually this gives us that low, right? It gives us that low that we've been watching for all the time. So yeah, let's see where we are. So obviously the wave count that I would use here is a move down in a wave 1 off the top that was made in June 22, a wave 2 to the upside. Then we're going to chart this through properly, but this here would be a third wave. Then this would have to be a fourth wave. This move down would be the fifth wave that we've been watching for, and which is now coming true. Let's actually change the wave degree of this. We've got a 5-wave move down there. The third wave is a very clear 5-wave move. So what we can chart here is a wave 1, then a wave 2, then let me just see. Oh, it might be the third. Let me just double check something. We're gonna chart this through and I check it. 3, 4, 5. So we always want to, when we label something like that, always the third wave is typically by default the longest. And then obviously it has to be refined. But if we open this up, then this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it was correct. It also adds up quite nicely with the waves. But yeah, we've got a third here, and then this is the tricky bit. I mean, I did chart that before making this video, otherwise it would take much longer because you need to measure the fibs and everything. But this is a bit of a tricky bit here. But the question was, okay, is the wave 4 here or is the wave 4 here? Well, I decided. This was, by the way, the top in October. See, and this is, I think, where it all got messed up because the NG1, I think it worked quite nicely and sort of until here, sort of October. But then it completely, I mean, they are coming down. That's what we wanted to see. Whereas everybody's like, oh, you know, they have to go up. It's winter. You know, there you go. We'll see. It's also looking better than that mess. It just didn't add. Anyway, yeah, wave 4s oftentimes are so-called flat structures. So what we can count is 3 waves up in an A wave, A, B, C in a B wave, and then this as a C wave. Bit of a rare pattern because it's a so-called running flat structure, but acceptable. A, B, C in wave 4. And then the B wave itself was a flat, an expanded flat, A, B, C. Yeah, and this is now the exciting bit because we're coming down in wave 5. So the idea is, okay, when is this over? When is this over? And to be honest, for me, seems like that this here is the wave 1 of wave 5, moving up in a wave 2, of wave 5, coming down in wave 3 of wave 5, moving up in wave 4, and then coming down in wave 5 of 5. Whereas actually, let me just double check something. This the 2, no, third is still in the making. Yeah, third is still in the making. Then we should get a 4 and 5. So we're not completely done yet. Seems like we need to go a little lower. If I'm calculating here the ideal fips for this third wave, what we do is we take the length of wave 1, go to the high of wave 2, and then I just need to activate all the fips. Yeah, so what I would be watching for is here the area between $2 and 83. That's the 1.618 extension, and we want to add the 1.786. So this would be the ideal range. Let me actually hide the other ones. Oops. Yeah. So that means entering this area, yeah, watching for the levels at 283, 275, and 267. Then possibly getting a fourth wave bounce and a wave 5 down, and then we might be done with this pathway to the downside, with this move to the downside, yeah. So this is also to be charted as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which could be nearly done, okay? And then wave 4 resistance. So obviously we now need to know, okay, what would be our, what would be our signal to say that we have actually bottomed? So it would be, take the length of that third wave, and it's the 50% retracement level of the current decline. Now that will move with the price, okay? So if we come down a little lower in this third wave, I have to adjust this slightly. But the ideal scenario would be we move up in a corrective fashion in a wave 4 into this area. Well, it's just resistance, so it's not necessarily a target. But a break above $3.22 could indicate that we have found a more or less lasting low on this chart. Then we need to think about, okay, could the actual top be in, or the actual low, could that be in? Yeah. So. And then if we try to label now the subwave structure here, we go to the 1 hour chart. Top would be here in this wave 4. Well, and then obviously we're looking for 5 waves down in wave 5 of 3. To be honest, I think we can see them already. It's also, you can see how the downtrend is slowing down a bit. So we've got here this wave 1, wave 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 3. This could be a very ugly 4. And then, yeah, this last bit. So definitely worth watching here for potential reversals. So first indication that circle wave 4 here, one second. First indication that circle wave 4 here is starting would be a break above this last swing high at $2.92. So I think this adds up much better. It actually represents much more what's out there, in my opinion, also what my exchange is showing. This kind of NG1 ticker that I used, it doesn't seem to represent really what's out there really. So let's see. Let me know what you think about it. It adds up. It also actually fulfilled with that our scenario, in that we wanted to see another low. So I was quite puzzled, but yeah, I think this should give you the best possible wave count and scenario for Natgas futures. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And yeah, if you are interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as updates about stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You can find the link in the description. It's the Patreon link. Then you can read through which stocks are included and what we do. There are daily videos about the S&P 500, intraday updates, and regular updates about stocks included. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.